All right. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, my dogs? It is 6:31. Sorry I wasn't here yesterday, but you know what? The electricity was out in Milburn. Nothing I can do about it. What I got to do is I got to do a few things. A little housekeeping. You guys want? There's the disclosure, so this way compliance is happy. We got a big compliance department. Not sure if you can hear the music, but I got a new microphone. There you go. Little Motley Crue radio on a Tuesday. Anyway, let's move through it. Let's go back. All right, let's make sure I can see the comment section. So you see my boys. There's Bobby 4.0. What's up? We got It's in the house. We got Dunks in the house. We got Anthony. We got Bill. We got the crew tuning in. I'm gonna get a little comfortable in my little Russian body. You know what somebody said to me when I told them that I fast on Mondays? They're like, "Don't you? Would you just like do the fad thing?" I'm like, "No, Red Dog doesn't do the fad thing." I've been going to Banyas for 20 years, and I've been doing plunges for more than that. It's a little mainstream now. But anyway, not saying I'm a trendsetter or anything, but you know, the last thing I do is follow whatever it is. But anyway, who else we got here? We got Option Wrap. We got Stefano. We got David. Elmore, Long Island in the house. We got Hungry in the house. That's cool. How's the new microphone? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Could you also hear the music? Is the music distracting? Let's see if we get one more song real quickly. What up, Joe Rips? How's my boy? Toppin, you got in the house? Let's see, Bobby. Let me know what's happening here. Oh, remember this song? You guys hear that? Anyway, all right. Let's lower this because I only have 20 minutes. That was a good song from back in the day. So, anyway, so where are we in the market? Okay. The Nvidia event is gone and past. And as of right now, the stock is only down like 5-6 points. So the question is just like the old school Apple events. You know, they're great. They're informative, but sometimes the Q money tries to sell the event. Hey, what's up, Israel? I just went to Sunday brunch with Rabbi Matt from TBJ, and he told us a little bit about his month trip to Israel. Wow. I gotta say, you guys are friggin' tough as nails out there. There's a soldier in everybody, right? Is that the term? You know, and he was telling me how like a lot of his friends, doctors, lawyers, you name it, teachers, and all of a sudden, boom, it's like they get the phone call, they want you. Boom, it's like they put their cape on and they go friggin' protect their country. Anyway, let's move on from that. So let's get to it. So if you look here, that's a chart of the SPYs. I will say, I was just talking to my friend Pete, and it's getting harder. In the last, I feel like in the last few days or weeks, the last 2 weeks, I've been like low gross, low net, and oops, what just happened here? And it seems like it's hard to do. I remember over the summer when I called the summer top with Liz Clayman on Fox Business, and everyone thought I killed it, but it was still kind of hard. They still like drew you in, still made it hard to make money short. And it took time because they say like a top isn't a point. The top is kind of a process. And I'm not saying we're putting a top in for the year, but it is March 19th. We had a hell of a run. They've been selling some strength, and the Fed's not friggin' lowering rates maybe 2-3 times. This Wednesday, we'll see how hawkish or dovish he is. Bottom line is inflation is kind of sticky right now, and seems like we're 65% they're going to lower rates in June, which is a long way away. And then obviously I think we need to correct before that happens. We can't be at another new all-time high up 4 or 5 more percent by June and expect them to lower rates. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. So almost a new year, guys. So the oscillator is like -18. It's not going to help you either which way. We're not oversold. We're not overbought. And here's your range. So this would fill the gap. 511.70. This 512.45 is yesterday's low. So my thought is, what do we do here today? Does it get below 512.45, fill the gap, and then reclaim it? Or do we work our way lower? Tomorrow is the FOMC. If you look at the Qs, the Qs also have this upper range. Okay, we made another lower high yesterday. I know, the way we closed on Friday, it seemed like a lot of people were low risk. And then all of a sudden yesterday, you walk in, futures are up 30, Google's up 5%, and they wound up selling all this strength. They squeezed the Jesus out of the shorts for an hour and then rolled over and grinded down for the day. But Nvidia, which was the key, also gave you clues of that. So anyway, Persian New Year, March being the spring, new life begins. I like it. A lot of people say in the beginning of the year, you got to be the new you, the new you. Yeah, I don't think you need the new you. You got to just be the better version of yourself. Small changes wind up going a long way. But anyway, so here's the Qs. The Qs right now, 437.24 was yesterday's low, and this was Friday's low. And then you have this huge gap here. Not saying when to get in it. That could be a tomorrow story if that's if that winds up happening. As of right now, here's the SPYs. The SPYs are down 50 cents, which isn't the end of the world. The Qs are down 82 cents, 436.60, and the IWM is down 30 cents only, but the IWM has been bleeding. The IWM can't go up when rates aren't coming down. But anyway, and then you have the bios, and there was a deal in Bioland. FUSN was taken out for 100% premium. So congratulations to any of you guys that have that. That's FUSN, up 95%. That'd be nice to wake up to. Sometimes I like to look at a deal and see, what you could have seen the day before if anybody knew about it. So let's check out what happened here yesterday. Was it quiet? Yeah, because sometimes I would say if you're in Bioland, 2 nice days, took back the moving averages, you could all of a sudden be like, wow, this trend is resuming, and then you get lucky with the takeover. But anyway, I don't have it. I have 2 other bios that my bio guys like. One is BBIO, where we've been just if you remember this, my buddy Jose, Bobby 4.0 knows Bobby, Jose. We had this down here for that big gap up, accumulated some options for that. So I just started accumulating some options in BBIO, going out a month or 2. Supposedly, their technology, not their technology, the treatment, whatever it is, he likes a lot. So that people ask me why it's on my disclosures. I'm going out a month or 2, buying just options. I don't sit in bios or pharmaceuticals anymore because they're either a home run or a zero. And then the other one that we've been buying that he likes the long-term projections of is CYTK. Hold on. It's obviously not it's not Nvidia, but this too had a huge gap up on data, and now coming into here, I'm just going out and buying some options on the bid, let it come in, so then in a month or 2 from now, if there's more on their data or they get a deal or a partnership, that's the only way I play bios now. I don't buy dips and accumulate bios. Remember, we did that a few years ago, and it cost me well into the 6 figures. But anyway, Jose knows his biotech stuff. He's had a bunch of these things. So anyway, moving forward. So let's talk Nvidia, because Nvidia is going to be the talk of the day. You might hear about it about 1,000 times today. Overall, pattern-wise, okay, you've had a big move, obviously, from the breakout. We hit a high of 973. Remember that outside day? That was like a week or so ago. Then we hit a low of 834. Then we had a nice tight wedge. And then yesterday, it went fast. I actually made some decent money in the first part of the day. And then, we couldn't hold 919. Remember, the Bobby knows the drill, right? If you get above and stay above, there's momentum. If you get above and can't hold it, if you're playing for momentum, you have to adjust and get out of the way. So you have to reduce. And then when it couldn't hold 895, that was another spot. This was kind of like the apex of this overall wedge. So now for today, we'll see how it goes. Nvidia's down 5. Chances are everyone's playing options. They might just keep it tight and then screw all the option players, which is fine for me too. So I'm cool with that. We'll see how it goes. I'd love to see this, go from red to green. Okay, at some point, maybe a hold 871 come in, and then it might wind up going in. It might fall into the slumber of a channel for a month or 2 or less. You guys remember with Nvidia, look how long it needed to consolidate this move. Right, this was a big move. Remember, we had this 505. It went sideways for quite some time. if you look back here, right? Remember this channel here? You had a lot of ways to play it, but not a lot of traction. So with that being said, look where it is up here. It's all jumbled. This could go on for a while. This 973 could be the high for a little bit, and this could wind up being the support for a little bit. So don't overtrade it. Let it consolidate. It's had a big move. Chances are 973 is not the historic high. It's going to just be a matter of time and consolidation before it gets through. But if you overtrade this thing, it'll drive you to drink. And guess what? Red Dog doesn't drink anymore Monday through Wednesdays. A lot of you guys, we were talking yesterday, and it was about just doing some things that keep you sharp, doing some things that keep you on your toes. So obviously I've been in since I turned 50. I'm 51. It's been like 18 months I've been in the ice barrel. Every morning I do the ice barrel. No matter how cold, it could be snowing, I could have the hammer and the chisel. It's something that I like to do. I like to listen to my podcast, go in there, and do something that is a kind of little, and think about it positively. Some people are like, it's freezing, you embrace the suck. I'm like, no. I'm like, it's thirst quenching after being in the sauna for 30 minutes. And now on Mondays I fast. Because I like to be in good shape, but I also like the feeling of being hungry. If you're full and you're fat and you're lazy, and nothing's wrong. I'm not saying if you are, you're a bad person, but you get lethargic and you just don't want to get up. And, I feel like if you have a little hunger feeling, keeps you on your toes, and, it's just part of my stupid personality. And I actually do it for more than a day, because I figure on Sundays I don't eat past 8 o'clock, and then I didn't have a thing yesterday. I have iced coffee and water, and now it's already Tuesday, and I'll probably have my first meal either today at 1 or 2 o'clock after my midday workout, or for dinner. So it's really like a 40-hour fast. So anyway, that keeps me, I feel like, keeps me, guiltless of eating what I want at dinner time and stuff. So anyway, that's why I do it. So this is Nvidia. 871 is important, and 862 is important. I would actually, I would venture to say we might just have like an inside day. We might just have a candle within this candle. So you might not be able to buy strength. You might not be able to press weakness. You might just need to play the ranges. SMCI was a lot weaker yesterday. SMCI, failed to hold this 1135 also. Got above it, couldn't hold it. Some people sure. I'm going to give a shout out to my boy B. Sklar. He actually told me he's I'm buying puts and I'm shorting SMCI today, especially if Nvidia goes red. Guy killed it. Anyway, that's a little shout out to B. Sklar. Anyway, and with that being said, I don't know if he watches this. This was 1135, and not only did it fail to hold that, it took out the low here. So this is showing weakness. I don't play this as much. He actually told me about it, and he's like, Red Dog, did you do it? I'm like, nope. I'm like, I trade, AMD and Nvidia more than SMCI. SMCI, even though I'm a professional, even though I've been doing this since 1997, to me, this name just, if I play that name, I can't play any other name and have a lot of other things going on, and it's a little bit hard. What did it say? Socrates used to make all his students fast, otherwise he said they wouldn't be smart enough. Yeah, Bitcoin, Bitcoin and the metals, we'll get into that in a second. So anyway, see what happens here. What's this low here? This is 952. This was the gap fill. So we'll see what happens there. Again, I only trade this when it's like the perfect setup. Otherwise, the spreads are like $5. You buy it wrong in a half a second, you can be down $5 grand, and I don't like being down $5 grand in half a second. That's not the fun for me. Anyway, in the metals, we kind of knew that gold was overbought, and we knew that up 7 days in a row, we caught a really nice trade. We caught a breakout in the ETF. We had a good set of calls, even shorted some premium. And now, like with gold, we'll see what happens. You have the Fed on, we do have the Fed on Wednesday, and sometimes depending on what, if he's dovish, hawkish, it pushes around gold. This was really the spot. This was finally the spot that it broke above 190, 193. At 203, I'm trying to figure out how do I get out of things and get short, and so it has some time, and I guess I could have done it better also. But with that being said, yeah, this inside range, this low here is 199.16. This is 200. Here's above, and then I guess you kind of make this like below, and here's a 21 day. So if they want to break this spot, that just means that this range is going to be, it's going to just take more time, and you can't have some short dated options. if it's going to hold here and take out 200 on Wednesday, Thursday, if the Fed is dovish, which I don't think will be dovish, but I don't know, then maybe you get a faster move. So I rolled out above the 203. Silver also, you kind of felt that silver played some catch up. And on Friday, I was selling options. I made really good money in the options, and now I'm trying to be patient buying a dip. It would be nice if this could hold the 8-day here. And now what I'll do is I'll go out and maybe buy the 24s, but into the weakness, maybe I'll go out a few months. I don't feel like this metal move is over. It's just a matter of how long is it going to take before it goes again. Same thing with the markets. You don't want to be too short dated and get all chopped up. Yes, and as far as Bitcoin is concerned, it felt like way too many people out there were talking 100,000 before the halving, because it got above 69,000, and guess what? It got above it, played with it, got to 72,000, and couldn't hold it. So with that being said, there was a lot of money to be made there, and now it's just, it's going to do what Bitcoin does. It's going to, search for stops and steal people's Bitcoins and this and that until it's ready to go again, and we'll see when that is. If you go to Bitcoin real quick, Bitcoin is, big boy asset. It likes to, sometimes it's trending and it's awesome, and sometimes it wants to put as much pain in as possible. So with that being said, here's a chart of Bitcoin. If you trade actively for a living, you definitely, broke the 8-day here. So this uptrend, really got broken kind of right around, 69,000. Remember, it was playing with that. That was on the weekly, and now all of a sudden it's below the 21-day. And I guess we'll see if the 50-day holds. I did buy a little BITO calls on the bid just because you couldn't buy it. What's it called? Because the spreads are so big, just in case. And chances are it's not gonna work. So this could have been a head and shoulders pattern that developed, and look how fast this is coming in. So that means, what does that mean? That means Mara's coming in. That means Riot's coming in. That means Mister is coming in. I told you guys about how everyone was away from Mara for a while, but anyway, ISO-UN. That's interesting. If you remember, this one came out. The Nvidia was investing in it, and it woke up. You had a big gap up, consolidated, gave you another move, consolidated, and now, yesterday they did mention, that they're actually using their technology besides investing in them. We'll see how it goes. Right now, it's only up 35 cents. I bought a little bit, but again, we'll see how this plays out. If you are long this, you give it to 790, and maybe it goes, like Jensen mentioned a lot of companies that they're working with, but this one, if they chose them, it was a kind of a small cap ish. It could give them a little bit of a halo. So this has been a really nice active sequence above the 8-day. So as long as this holds, hey, maybe there's a chance it continues. But it's not an over focus. It's just a position within positions. Some guys are like, hey, Red Dog, did you see his Tesla back? I'm like, I don't know if Tesla's back, but it did have a strong day yesterday. So congratulations if you caught it. I got to give it to Chillo, my man on the Alpha team. He was all over this yesterday. After the first move, he's like, you could probably be buying it. It was 166. And now, you have a 2-day move. 2 days don't make a new trend. Remember here, everyone thought, oh, Tesla's back. And then it broke 198 and boom. So, is there room for this to maybe go towards this gap here of 183? Yeah. So we'll see. At this point, it's not hurting you. If you took it home, it's not really paying you. You're getting a little bit of follow through, 70 cents or so. So better, and with the SPYs down. So hey, it was a kind of a quality take home versus not a trap. Not a up 10. You walk in the next day down 4.5, and it makes it hard, and then goes down 6. That's trappy. Remember Microsoft. Microsoft was trappy. Microsoft broke out, went to 428-ish. And then the next day came right in real hard, and that trapped a lot of traders. I lost some money there in a bunch of things. So now we'll see what happens here. Can we build an inside range on Microsoft? Yesterday was a good trade for Microsoft. A lot of people played it from red to green. So if you did that, that worked. That was cool. And now I'm not sure. It has its own event. Let's see, where's Microsoft this morning? Microsoft is, what my guess is, down $1.25. Down a nickel. So not so bad. Down 365. If they can't sell the news today, Nvidia, chances are, it's rebuilt and then hopefully starts to go again at some point. So we'll see what happens here. Apple, to be honest, a pain in the butt. I got to say this. Apple, it's kind of I'm not gonna say it's predatory, but you did get a reversal on red dog reversal on Friday, so you had some clues. I had some options on it to be long, but if you bought it at any point yesterday, you pretty much lost money. I waited for a pull and bought it and still lost money. So with that being said, this Apple is just choppy as hell. And like I said yesterday, my first reaction to that news was, Apple's getting a little lazy out there. Let everyone do it, and we'll just, make a deal with them. It's up a whole 49 cents. Anyway, with that being said, Meta, Meta actually kind of pushed back. It's been a leader. It has been easy. It looked like there was like an inside wedge here, and it broke on Friday, and then took it out yesterday. Got above 492. So this is in the better side. Where is it this morning? Meta is down $1. So not a whole lot. It's in this channel. We're in this tape now where it's like, you just got to really pick and choose your spots very carefully. I've gotten a little chopped up in the last week or two, even trying to be careful. When I say low gross, low net, what does that mean? That means get your size down and do less positions, because when it's choppy like this, you could have just made a lot of money in the last month or quarter, and then little by little you're getting these paper cuts, and it starts to eat into your head a little bit, and then and then all of a sudden it adds up. So if you find that that's happening now, just be a lot more specific. Take your trades, net your money, and do a little less. SMCI doing a bought deal. What are you talking about? Let's see, what's SMCI doing this morning. Ooh, down 47 points. A little downside follow through, 950. Just be careful with this one. This one, it's like, this is the hardest of all of them. After trading this for a little while, made Nvidia easy. So if you want to trade something that moves, you might as well trade Nvidia. This one, it's like, it's like trading. I don't even want to make that analogy. But anyway, 952. It doesn't hold 952. There's more room below. But at bottom line, it's below the 8-day. Playing with the 21-day. I guess here's your 50-day. So if they do, or if they are able to sell the event, and this gap is now gone, so you can take this away pretty much, or it's now down to only down to here. This is your little gap that's left over. So anyway, with that being said, I would just be careful with SMCI. AMD, gave some clues. AMD was a little weaker yesterday after finally bouncing. So that kind of gave me some clues early on. Like I was long Nvidia yesterday, playing it through levels. Then all of a sudden AMD went red, and then AMD couldn't get any traction. I'm like, what? It feels like this group could be a little vulnerable today. So it's always a little signals out there, little signals to take some care, or little signals, to put some, more risk on. Like the other day was great. The other day, Friday, the SPYs were down $4 and Nvidia was down $1.50. It was 950. And that was telling me to be long Nvidia, and then Nvidia had a nice day, and then it rolled over at the end of the day, but whatever. So what's AMD doing this morning? AMD is down 460 at 186-ish. So this is important right here. This is 184. If AMD were to break 184 and stay below it, there's your 50-day, and that would give you some clues that these things are starting to make lower highs and lower lows, and you got to be that much more careful, which most people have been ever since this red dog reversal up here. I feel like I've been very, very love it and leave it type of guy here. So anyway, we'll see. Either which way, it's 6:55. I got to jump. Sorry about yesterday. By the way, I'm not going to be in on Friday. We'll talk about that later. I'm actually leaving 12 o'clock on Thursday. I'll be in Thursday morning. That'll be the last 6:30 club of the week. And that'll be a good time to do it, because the Fed will be behind us on Wednesday, and then usually get some kind of reversal of the reversal on Thursday. So I feel like, if I come in the morning doing the work, trading the open, I could, leave and go away with a nice little head. I wasn't allowed to go away for Christmas break because Chase was playing varsity basketball, and now he just made the varsity lacrosse team, so we're not going to be able to go spring break. So doing a little 3-day trip this weekend while there are no games and whatnot, and going to fit it in. I'll miss you guys, but you got to do that here and there. All right, it's later. Oh, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs has been such a pain in the ass. Excuse my French. Look at this chart. This is absolutely friggin' could drive you to drink, and I don't drink on Monday through Wednesdays anymore. But anyway, just still in this just bad range. So not much to say there, except for if you want to get chopped up, trade Goldman Sachs. Anyway, I got to jump. I appreciate you. Good luck today, guys. Watch Nvidia for some clues. Watch tech for some clues. Watch yesterday's lows and the spies and the Qs, and we'll see if we could rub some shekels together and make some money. And then tomorrow's Fed day.